Doo-doo-dee. It's Nandi!
Hello friends. So I thought my Mythic Celebration event video would be good enough as a standalone to hype and highlight the event. It has understandably been hugely popular with players, and I have had a raft of questions to answer. As I began working my way through those questions, more information has come to light, making the event even better for the player-facing side. I've generally tried to avoid paid offers in my videos because I feel uncomfortable telling people how to spend their money. But since there is such an appetite for this video, I'll make an exception and have a paid section. Let me explain everything. And by the way, as this video has gone live, I have updated my Google Sheet in the video description with all of the new stuff. You'll recall this slide from the last video. All of the information was manually scraped by trawling through the game and picking things up from my spreadsheet. It took a lot of work. The tooltip for the event mentioned event points for Battle Pass missions totaling to 1,204. I initially took this as a wrong tooltip because I couldn't find any evidence of this on the Battle Pass. Snowprint have since updated the game files, and these missions now do give you points. You get 20, 28, and 38 event points for doing the daily missions every day. For 14 days, that gets you the 1,204 points described here. Okay, let's go back to my spreadsheet and try and see where we get to with all the extra bits plugged in. You should have 5 wars over the course of the event. That is 50 tokens, and each battle can potentially kill 5 enemies. Let's assume a conservative 50% kill ratio. That nets you another 375 points. The total here is 6.8k, which we'll save for later. On to energy next. There are no changes here, but I'm highlighting some free energy sources. Tournament Arena gives you 15 energy for each of the 12 progress crates, so 180. Then you get another 35 energy if you are in the top 50,000 players through the end of event chest. The Mythic Celebration calendar gives you another 180 energy, and if you use the code Mythic Nandi, that will give you another 50 energy and 10 munitions. You can save that in your inbox until the event. This next table remains the same because nothing changes in terms of daily energy or ad refreshes. The extra 445 energy from the free energy sources would earn you another 2.3k points, which will add to the 6.8k from earlier and take our total to 9.1k. Now when we come back across to our Mythic Training Rush rewards table, things shift slightly. Compared to the old table, basically everything moves up by 1 reward tier. The only way to maximize this would be to save energy, and I'll come back to that later. Let's talk about event points next. This tooltip correlates with our math for the free and paid missions. We now also have confirmation that the Battle Pass missions give you event points. Now our math looks different and better. We get 3,713 event points from the free missions and Battle Pass missions. That means without spending a dime, we get to complete every single reward on this rewards calendar. I've done the math for you. That totals to 2,405 seals. The calendar still gives 200 free mythic seals. So when we add it all together, that's 3,105 seals free to play. Someone mentioned that 110 blackstone refreshes are not quite free to play, and I guess that's fair. If you took it down to just add refreshes every day, you lose out on 60 seals from the training rush, giving you still over 3,000 seals total. Remember that we can get 60 seals for 50 shards. You can buy this 10 times over the 2 weeks. I had a typo on my previous video, but that means you can get 500 shards for a single character. I've also included some other tempting offers in store, which we'll look at in a second. Instead of 1,900 shards, which I'd calculated previously, this event actually ends up letting you get 2,500 shards. I hope I don't have to reiterate just how crazy that is. Okay, let's double back and take another look at the shop. This is all summarized in my Google Sheet, but I wanted to point out a couple of things that I didn't mention in my last video, since I assumed players would mainly be interested in the shards. You can see that the badges are offered in multiples, and you can buy them up to 5 times per day. The same thing for orbs, and you can see here that the mythic books are in multiples of 2 and can be bought for 35 seals. It looks like the relic bolt pistol will be offered in the first slot, and the other 2 slots are a random relic that can be purchased up to 3 times. On the days that the upgrade crates are available, they can be bought 3 times each. The Mythic and Legendary crate contains some upgrades for their respective tier. There is one final thing to highlight. Spending seals gives you chests, as if you needed more reason to do so. The rewards for the chests aren't as flashy as the stuff you get in the Mythic Shop, but I'm cycling through them on screen anyway. At the end of the day, it's just even more rewards for an already rewarding event. Right, now the bit about pricing. Everything I've taken here is from data mines, since Snowprint have told me off in the past for showing offers ahead of time. Thank you to the data miners at Pants of Horus for this information. There are a couple of event long offers. The Mythic Celebration bonus shipment for $9.99. It gives you 200 Mythic Seals alongside 1000 Blackstone and unlocks the premium missions. The premium missions give you 30 Mythic Seals for each one, for another 300 after you complete all 10 missions. You also get 5 Mythic Seals every time you reach a new reward on the reward ladder here. There are 24 rewards which you will easily get, so that's another 120 seals. Overall, for $10, you get 620 seals and 1000 Blackstone. As far as $10 offers go, that's pretty much as good of an offer as you're ever going to get in Tacticus, especially because the Blackstone on its own would be worth almost $7 when bought at the best possible rate. The other benefit for this offer is that you get a bunch of seals on day 1. That means that if the day 1 shop has lots of stuff you want, for example carrion shards, you can buy the shop out straight away. This gets a yes for recommendations from me. The next offer is this one here for $50. This gives you 500 mythic seals, which is just over 400 character shards. It gives you one random mythic item, and looking at the mines, it looks like it's just a mythic item with no chance for a relic. You also get 3 mythic books, 5 blessed requisitions, and blackstone. For me, this is a bit rich for my tastes, but I can see that bigger spenders would consider getting this, so I've stuck a dolphin sticker here. It also looks like there is a web store exclusive offer. You get the stuff listed here on the side for $99.99. $100 is a lot, so I think this is whale food, but I guess it depends on how badly you want those relics, since the Cardiocore Galvanus is usable for Exeter Row. This gets a whale sticker from me. There are also 7 offers in the event calendar. These offers all have several tiers, which I guess are aimed at different player or account levels. I don't actually know the cutoffs for these, but we could maybe do a community exercise where you could tell me in the comments your player level and which offer you end up getting. On day 2, you can get yourself 100 mythic seals and badges depending on your tier of offering. It's interesting because if you're only interested in mythic seals, which I guess a reasonable number of players would be, then you get better bang for your buck by being a lower level account. On day 4, you were again offered 100 mythic seals, but this time alongside books. Once more, lower level players seem to have the best returns for seals. Day 7 is a bigger bundle, $50 this time, and offers event currency alongside either mythic or legendary upgrades. Generally, I like microtransactions and smaller offers rather than bigger or bulkier $50 offers. There's a lot of stuff in this one, but I would be inclined to call this whale food. The miners have only found 2 offers here, so I don't know what happens to low-level players, whether they get offered 7.2 or something else. You get the idea here. I'll cycle through the rest of the offers. They're fine, but nothing as good as the first one we looked at. They all give 100 currency and some amount of extra stuff. The seals should be the main motivator for spending here, I think. If you're looking to pick up one offer that gives you the best returns, then far and away the best option is the Mythic Celebration bonus shipment for $9.99. I'll wrap up with probably the most commonly asked question: should I save my energy? For newer players who don't understand what this means, essentially when you let your energy get to cap, you can then use your ad refreshes and blackstone refreshes to bank energy above your maximum total prior to the event starting. This lets you get ahead and earn more points for the training rush event. Let's do some analysis. By banking or not spending your energy, you are losing out on 288 natural energy refreshes every day. At time of recording, that means you would be losing out on 10 days of upgrades and farming, so about 3000 energy. That's a lot. 3000 energy gets you roughly 312 shards if you farm elite nodes and 165 if you farm normal nodes. Most of the time, I suspect you'll be at farming upgrades, but it just helps to put things into perspective a little bit. By banking the energy, you get yourself an extra 350 energy per day. That means you can start the event with a stockpile of 3500 extra energy. When we put that into Training Rush and the energy table from earlier, that means on day 1 you are going from a cumulative energy spend of 600 to 4100. That gets you another 21,000 Training Rush points. That moves you up the Training Rush ladder and gets you another 60 seals and 1000 gold. Is it worth it, is the question. Well, 60 seals gives you 50 shards of your choice. As a newer player, the pause on progress probably isn't worth it. However, if you are a veteran player, that's several days of onslaught farming for shards or crucially a start on your mythic stockpile of resources. It's probably not a clear decision one way or another, but I'm leaning towards mythic stuff because it's not really easy to farm anywhere else in the game. A lot of useful tools have been developed off the back of my initial calculations. CPU Nerd, one of the newer creators, has made this interactable Google Sheet, which I'll also leave in the video description. Thanks, that was a longer one, but hopefully worth the watch and exploration. Thanks as always to my Patreons, and bye for now.